Hi everyone, welcome back. So I have a makeup inventory video today. Now I did put one of these videos up on my channel at the end of December because that was a way for me to see how my makeup collection was looking at the very end of last year. And in that video I did say that I wanted to put up one at the start of this year, at the start of 2024, as like my introductory, I suppose, makeup inventory video for me to kind of set the year off. And I like to put up quarterly check-in videos for my makeup inventory to see how my collection is doing, to see if the numbers are aligning with the goals that I've set myself. Now, I set myself goals for all of the makeup categories last year, but I haven't done that for this year. I don't want to be like tied to goal numbers, tied to targets. How I want my makeup collection to look at the end of the year is just reduced in general. I think for most of the categories of makeup that I have, I want the numbers to come down. So my goal is for my collection to come down, for the numbers to reduce, but I don't want to set individual numbers. The only number that I suppose is important for my makeup inventory is the total number of products that I have. I have 92 makeup products in total, and that's the same number that I finished off 2023 with. There have been just a couple of changes, so the products aren't going to be that different to the previous makeup inventory video, but I want to film this one in a moment, obviously, as like an overhead. I will show you all of the products within all of the different categories of makeup that I have, just so it's a bit different to the previous makeup inventory video. So let's go do that. Let's have a look at all the makeup that I have. Okay, let's start off with base products then. Primer, I've got 5. These 3 are all the same. They're all the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I bought these 2 as backups in the Black Friday sale because it is my favourite primer. It smells beautiful and it's really hydrating as well. And my makeup just glides on beautifully over the top, and it stays looking really nice throughout the day as well. This is the one that I currently have open. I haven't used much of it at all. And then my other primer is a dupe actually for the face base. This is by Revolution. This is the Super Base, and I don't have too much of this one left. They are pretty similar products. This one doesn't have the beautiful smell that the Bobbi Brown one does. That one is actually unfragranced, I think. The only difference between these 2, apart from the scent, is that this one doesn't make my makeup last for quite as long, but it is a really good dupe for the face base. So if you love the face base, go for the Super Base if you want a cheaper alternative. This, as you can see, is unused. It's still in the box. This is by Merit, and it is the Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. It is a dual phase or a bi-phase product, so it looks like it's not completely full to the top, but you give it a shake and the 2 products, the 2 liquids mixed together. I've been wanting to try Merit makeup for quite some time, so during the Black Friday sales I did buy the full set from Merit, but most of the Merit products I've still got in the boxes because I want to use up my other products first before I start working on them. So I want to get all 4 of these ones used up before I start working on the Merit one, or at least these 2, because these 2 are open. Next are foundations, and I have 7 foundations, which is far too many for me. I want only 1 or 2 maximum within my collection, so this is definitely a category that I need to work on reducing this year. I've kind of laid them out in the order in which they expire. So these 2, unfortunately, are actually out of date. They went out of date at the end of November, so these 2 are priorities with regards to my Project Pan. I need to keep a close eye on these to see if they have actually gone off in terms of like the smell or how it reacts on my skin. This one is in my current Project Pan. I haven't done my introductory Project Pan video yet, but this is the one that is in my Project Pan because I have recently used up a foundation and I want to just work on using something a little bit more lightweight. And also this is quite small. This is only a 15ml tube, so I hopefully want to get this one used up fairly quickly and have like a nice quick win at the start of the year. This is the Boring CC cream. This is what I have on today. It's a beautiful lightweight CC cream. It goes on white but then adjusts to your skin tone. Really love how my makeup looks with that one. Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, iconic foundation, so beautiful. Again, quite lightweight but more coverage than the Boring CC cream. This one is really beautiful. The L'Oreal True Match Plumping Tinted Serum is going out of date in January, so this one is another one that I'll need to work on, but want to get these 2 used up first. I might once I've used up this one and I'm then working on this one, I might use these two at the same time, because I can then alternate between a foundation and a sort of CC cream tinted moisturiser product. But this one is beautiful as well. Again, really lightweight but so luminous. The NARS one, this one goes out a day, I think June this year. Anyway, it's later on this year, so I do have some time until I need to start working on this one. But I am aware that using up these three are going to take a number of months. So this is NARS Sheer Glow. Again, quite a lightweight foundation, beautiful luminous finish, lovely foundation. This one, I think, goes out a day next year. Yes, May 2025, so I have quite some time before I need to focus on this one, which is good. This is a beautiful tinted moisturiser from Sculpted by Amy. Gorgeous product, so beautiful. I really do like this one. This one is by Merit. This is the Minimalist Stick Foundation. I'm not going to open this though. I'm not going to expose this to air. I need to use up these 5 first before I work on this one. So I probably won't end up using this one until the end of the year, but it came as part of that Merit set. And then this one I got for Christmas. This was a sample that came with a perfume that I got for Christmas. I think this is a good shade match for me though. It's in the shade 3, which I did have a look online. I think this is a pretty good match. It might not be my perfect shade for this foundation, but I think I can make it work. It's by Giorgio Armani and it's the Power Fabric Plus. So it will be interesting to see how that one compares to the Luminous Silk. Concealer, I only have one. It is by Vive and it's the Modern Radiance Concealer. It's kind of like a mousse texture, really lightweight but gives good coverage. I find this is appropriate for spot concealing and also under my eyes. I have been really enjoying using this concealer. I think it's really lovely. I've got mine in the shade Light 3. It's a good shade match for me. And I am so glad that I only have one concealer in my collection, because it takes so long to use up a concealer. To think if I had this and other concealers, I think I would be feeling a bit kind of like panicky, thinking, oh my goodness, it's taking me ages to use up this one. I've got others to use up. So concealer is definitely a category where I only just need one. Colour corrector, I have 2. They're both by Bobbi Brown. This is the stick colour corrector that I've scraped out and put into a little cleansing balm tub, and there is so much product that I scraped out from here. I've got a good couple of months worth of product left in here. And then I got the pot one. They're both in the same shade. They're both in light bisque, but I couldn't recall whether I preferred the pot to the stick, and I do prefer the pot. It's slightly creamier, slightly easier to work with. So I need to get the stick one used up before I can then go back to using the pot one. Powders, I have 3. I've got 2 finishing powders and 1 setting powder. This finishing powder is by Hourglass. It's a mini and it is in the shade Diffused Light. This one I've put in my project pan. I got 2 finishing powders because I wanted to compare them, and realistically I don't need 2 of them. So I thought, let's put the mini in the project pan, and then this one can hopefully be a fairly easy one to use up. Looks really beautiful over the top of makeup, just to add a bit of like glow back into your face. And then this one is by MAC. This is the Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in the shade Light. I don't think I quite have a favourite between these 2. So although the Hourglass one is going to be my project pan, I will still keep dipping into the MAC one to see which one I prefer. And then I recently finished up all of my not setting sprays, all of my setting powders, so I needed to get a new one. And I wanted to try a mini of the Givenchy one. This is the Prisme Libre one, and I got mine in the shade 2, Satin Blanc. I think it's shade 3, that's the popular one because that's the pink one. Firstly, how cute is this little powder? So you have 4 different shades and you have a mini little powder puff, which is so adorable. So with the holes, you tap some out into the lid and you get a bit of each of the 4 powders, so it works to sort of like colour correct and brighten at the same time. And so far, so good. I quite like this powder. It was quite expensive for a mini. It was 27 quid, but I wanted to try a mini to see whether I liked it or not, instead of buying the full-size one and then potentially... Why is this lid not going on properly? Yeah, so I didn't want to buy the full-size product and then be like, oh, actually, I don't like it. Setting spray, still got the same one as last year. This is by Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. An excellent setting spray, just does the job. Keeps my makeup in place for most of the day. There's not much of this one left though, and I think I might try a different setting spray after this one, just to see if there are any others that can rival this one for me, because this is like a holy grail product. Bronzers, I have 3. I've got 2 creams and 1 powder. The one that's in my project pan is the Revolution one. I've got a really good pan going on in this one. This one goes out of date in a couple of weeks actually, so I really need to get a jiffy on and finish that one up. Love this one though. This one is so beautiful. It's so affordable and it's just a really healthy, glowy bit of bronze. It's so beautiful to work with. And then once I've used that one up, I will work on this Merit one in the shade Quince. This is the bronze balm. Again, I'm not going to open it up for you because I don't want to expose it to the air, but I've heard really good things about this Merit one, so I'm intrigued to see what that one is like. And then my powder one is this Duo by Vive. It's in the shade Light, Light 1 and Light 2. I tend to only use Light 1 though because Light 2 as a bronzer is just a bit too dark on me. But this one is great as an eyeshadow. And this is actually now a year out of date. The shelf life on Vive powder products are only like a year. It's not that long a time that you're given to work on the products, but I think this one should be fine because it is powder. I just should just keep an eye on it and see if there are any changes. Blushes, I have 5. These 2 are in my project pan still. The first one is by Vive. It's a Sunset Blush Balm, a liquid blusher. It has a little nozzle applicator. This is in the shade Pesca, a really pretty peach shade. And I mix that in with some of this Rare Beauty Melting Blush Balm. What is this called? I always forget. Yeah, Melting Blush in the shade Nearly Apricot, a slightly darker version of Pesca. This is a cream one, so I mix these 2 in together. I then have 2 powders from Vive. This one is in the shade Pesca, so the same shade as this one. Really quite a beautiful shade, a good year-round shade for me. And then this is Piazza, which is better for either like winter berry makeup or in the summer if you get a really good tan, which I don't. I'm like pale all year round. But that's quite a beautiful like rusty red kind of colour. Need to be a bit light-handed with that one though. And then this one is by Merit. This is in the shade Terracotta. This one, again, I'm not going to open, but at least you can see what this one looks like. This looks like to be a really beautiful orangey brown shade, maybe like a bronzer and blusher in one. And I've heard really good things about these blushes as well from Merit. Highlighter, I have 2. This one is the Vive Skin Dew that was in my project pan last year, but I took it out and then I cut open the tube and emptied the rest into this pot here, and there is so much left. I did have the big 60ml tube, but even so there was just a huge amount of product. If you're going to use this just as a face highlighter, this is going to take you honestly years to use up, but I now mix some of this in with a body lotion and I use this most days, so that's how I am using this product up. As you can see, it's a really beautiful warm gold colour. And then this one I have opened. This is by Merit. This is the, what is it called? The Day Glow in the shade Citrine, so a very similar shade to the Skin Dew. This is quite a subtle highlighter. It gives a bit of like a subtle glow, not as intense as the Vive one. Contour, I have just the one. This is by e.l.f. It's the Halo Glow Beauty Wand in the shade Fairlight, and this is quite a cool toned contour. It's a dupe for one of the Charlotte Tilbury ones. It's got like the sponge applicator, so really easy to apply. And like with concealer, this is another category where I don't need more than one product. And then the last category for cheek products are face palettes. This one is my oldest one. This one's out of date. It's by Vive. I completely used up the highlighter in it last year, and I'm going to be trying to use up all 3 of the remaining pans, so the 2 blushes and the bronzer as part of my project pan this year. This is a beautiful palette. All the colours work really well together, light warm shades. The formulation of Vive powders are just brilliant as well, so really enjoy using this palette. I use it quite a bit. And then my new one is by Hourglass. It's in the leopard packaging and interior. Beautiful palette. This is so gorgeous. Look at this. You've got a finishing powder, highlighter, blusher, blusher, blusher and bronzer, so everything you need within one palette. This is the first Hourglass palette that I've had and I'm really impressed. I can see why these go viral every year, and the packaging is beautiful as well. Okay, let's do eye products then. So eyeshadow primer, I've just got the one and I'm happy just having one. It's a MAC paint pot in Painterly, so a matte nude colour, great for my skin tone. I apply this with a brush and then just use my finger to blend out the rest, and this does a pretty good job of keeping my eyeshadow in place all day, despite this being quite a few years old. Glitter primer, I've also got the one. This is by NYX. It's the glitter primer. This is great for putting underneath shimmer, glittery eyeshadows. It just helps them pop a bit more, just helps them kind of stand out and be a bit more vibrant. I don't use this that often though. I really should use it a bit more frequently, but it's one of those products that I don't use that often, but when I do, the difference is really quite remarkable. Okay, eyeshadow singles next. Firstly, I have this green one in the shade Madrigal from Lisa Eldridge. It is a warm, glittery green colour, really quite beautiful. Actually, the glitter primer would be great underneath that shade just to make it pop a little bit more. Then I've got 3 from MAC. This one is All That Glitters. It's just a really beautiful gold shimmer colour. And then these 2 I've put in a separate MAC eyeshadow holder, compact, because these 2 I want to pan ahead of All That Glitters. This one is Patina, which is a really interesting shade. It's kind of like a bronze khaki shade, and then this one is Woodwinked, which is more of like a very warm bronze. I've got a really good dip going on in Patina, so I reckon I could hit pan on that one fairly quickly if I focus on it. These 2 are new ones in my collection. This one I also got as a sample with the perfume, the Giorgio Armani perfume. This is a mini of the Giorgio Armani eye tint in the shade Rose Gold 44. Not going to open this one. I think this one has only got a 6-month shelf life, so I want to work on using up these 3 ones by MAC. I'm trying to pan a couple of eyeshadow palettes this year as well, so I have other priorities ahead of opening this one, but I've heard so many things about these last year, and I was tempted at one point to buy one, and I'm glad I didn't, because I now have a mini that I can use. And then I've also got an eyeshadow in the shade Mid-Century by Merit. I'm not sure if you can see. No, you can't see this one. It's got a gold lid. Again, not going to open this one yet until I'm ready to really focus on it. It's also got a 6-month shelf life, but I think this was a warm mid-brown. Eyeshadow duos, I've just got this NARS one in the shade Isolde. I hit pan on both of these shades last year. Beautiful little duo. Great for year-round really warm shades, but great for the summer, also great for October or festive makeup. This one is a beautiful, vibrant, very warm orange gold, and then this one is a warm brown copper shade, and together they're just stunning. Such a creamy formulation as well. They're really easy to work with, easy to blend out as well. I love this little duo. Eyeshadow palettes, I have 3. These 2 are going to be my pan those eyeshadow palettes this year. Firstly, the Revolution one. This one now just contains 6 shades. I've hit pan on these 2, trying to hit pan on this one. I have been wearing these 3 shimmer shades all together, just getting my brush and mixing in some of them, and they were great for like a festive, warm gold bronze eyeshadow look. So I want to use up all 6 shades in this palette this year. And then I also want to use up all the shades in this Modern Renaissance and Norvina palette that I put together. I've got pan in 7 of these shades, and then going to be working on hitting pan in the others and using some up. I think the shades that I'm going to struggle to use up though are Cypress Umber, maybe Railgar as well, but these 2 should be fine. The shimmers should be fine. The warm browns should be fine as well. I'm close to hitting pan on that one. So this is going to be another palette that I want to use up this year. And then that will leave me with my Vive Essentials palette. I've got pan in 1, 2, 3 shades. I don't use these 2. I don't use black, and that one's too cool tone for me. So I just really have 8 shades in this palette that I like and that I enjoy using. Oh, and also all 3 of these palettes are actually out of date, so once I've used up these 2, I will need to keep a close eye on the quality of the Vive one and see if it has changed at all. Eyeshadow sticks, I just have the one. This is by Bobbi Brown. I got this as a set at Boots. I bought the set from Boots because I just wanted the vitamin rich face base, but it came with a mascara, a lip gloss and an eyeshadow stick. The shades in this are really beautiful for like a delicate feminine romantic look. You have a warm brown taupe and then a shimmery pale rose gold colour, probably better suited to springs, but they are both warm so I can get away with them. Creamy, last a great amount of time, easy to work with as well. Shadow sticks are great for just drawing on your eyes, getting a brush and then just blending it out. Loose pigments, I've got 2, both by Peaches and Cream. This one, Gatsy, is more like a gold bronze colour, and then Peached, like the name suggests, just a warm peach colour. These are fantastic for adding a bit more vibrancy and shimmer to your eyes, but they are so easy to work with. They're not messy at all like you expect them to be. There's no fallout, just really easy shimmers to work with. They're so beautiful for elevating a makeup look. Eyeliners, I have 5. These 2 are going to be in my project pan. The first one is Papyrus, which is a cream, great for the waterline, making you look a bit more awake. Pretty sure that one's out of date. And then the next one is by Kiko. This is in the shade 04. It is a brown, but it's slightly too dark. I would prefer something warmer and lighter, so that's why that one's in my project pan, but it's a great quality eyeliner and it comes with a smudger. And then I recently bought 3 by Victoria Beckham. This one is in the shade Cinnamon. This is another warm brown, but I drew that a bit too close. Hopefully you can see that that one is a little bit more warmer and it's lighter and it's got a bit of a shimmer in it, so that's a better brown for me. This one is in the shade Copper. It's a warm orange copper, obviously, shade. And then this one is in the shade Bronze. This one is great for like a smoky eye. It's like a khaki green gold colour. Really creamy eyeliners, but they last. And they also have a smudger on the end as well. I bought mine with a sharpener, so I don't experience any problems sharpening these, but I know some people do. Gel eyeliner, I just have the one. It's by Bobbi Brown. It's in the shade Chocolate Shimmer Ink. It's a little bit dark actually, it's kind of verging on black. I wish it was a little bit lighter, but this is great if I want a bit more of like a defined eyeliner rather than a pencil, and I find it a lot easier than a liquid one. Mascara, I have 3. This one is the East London Lash Clash. This is the one that I wear most days. This is actually out of date at the end of this month, so I will be getting rid of it. I am extremely strict with mascaras. I do not use them past the 6 months since I've opened them. This is a great brown shade. It's a really good, warm, not too dark brown. Sometimes brown mascaras converge on being black. This one is now really quite nice to work with, but it took me quite a few months for this to not be messy, to dry up a bit and to be a lot easier to work with. But it does still smudge a little bit and it's too expensive for what it is, really. This one is by Bobbi Brown. It's a smoky eye mascara. It's in black, unfortunately. This also came as part of that gift set. This is a beautiful mascara. The brush is a lot smaller, a lot finer. You can be a bit more precise with it. And this is great for defining every single lash, giving your lashes a bit of a high impact look, but not clumpy and wet and heavy. The East London one at the beginning, it was wet and heavy and clumpy. And then I've also got one by Merit. This is the Clean Lash, which is also in a black. I hope that they will come out with a brown in this one because I would be intrigued to try it. I think this one is tubing. This one, again, I'm not going to open. I'm not ready to use this one yet, but I've also heard good things about this mascara as well. Eyebrows, I just have the one. It's by Merit. It is the Brow 1980, I think it's called. I've got mine in the shade Blonde and it is the perfect shade for me. This has a really long wand applicator. It's got, but the wand itself is quite small. It's quite precise. So yeah, a great colour for me. It's not hugely wet, so it's really easy to work with. And it's just great for adding a bit of colour onto my brows, defining them a bit, pushing them up. It's just a really beautiful brow product to work with. I think this is actually going to be my go-to tinted brow product. I really enjoy using this. Okay, final category is all about lips. So lip balms, I have 4. This is the set by Rhode. So this is in the shade Toast. This is, what are you? Ribbon, Raspberry Jelly and Espresso. Some of these are completely smooth, but some of these have that gritty, like lip scrub texture. Apparently, if you like try and warm it between your hands, it helps, but it's a bit annoying that you kind of have to do that to make the product work. I think it's to do with the fact that there's shea butter in here. I think that's the reason why. The shades are really quite nice. This one and this one are the best for me as an autumn. The brown one does need warming up a little bit though. This is great for a really sort of like cute, feminine, girly pink colour. And then the berry one is great for wintry berry makeup looks. And you twist the lid off and it's just a squeezy applicator, so really quite hygienic, great for out on the go. And I like layering these over lipsticks and lip liners actually, but they're great on their own as well. Lip liners, I have 5. I've got one by MAC, which is in the shade Chicory. This is my warm red lip liner, and MAC lip liners are huge. You get so much product. Lip liners do have a tendency of drying up when they go out of date. I think this one is still in date, so the consistency is fine. Not overly creamy, but not really dry as well. Lasts a great amount of time. I've got 2 from House of Colour. This is like my go-to one. This is Maple. This is my warm brown colour. Love that one. That will definitely be a repurchase once I use that one up. And then this one is Russet. This is for my rust lip colours. Slightly different to Chicory, but I can't use the rust with warm reds, but I can for Chicory. And then NYX, this is in the shade Natural. This is my warm, muted, neutral, pink brown colour. And then this one I'm not going to swatch for you. I have taken the lid off of it though. This is in the shade Spice. I think it's meant to be really similar to Natural. This is by Jane Airedale, and not going to lie, I bought this because Emma Watson said that this was her go-to lip liner. And we're both autumns, and I love her makeup, so I thought, well, if it works for her, it should work for me, but I want to use up definitely Natural first before I open the Jane Airedale one. Okay, lipsticks, a category that I definitely need to reduce this year, and I think there are quite a few that I could finish off this year if I put my mind to it. I have 17, and this is why I don't want to set myself numbers, like goals for each of the categories, because I don't know what number of lipsticks I want to have in my collection. I've just kind of used an educated guess in the past, but I do want to reduce the numbers in my lipstick collection. So I have 6 House of Colour ones. Right, I've run out of space on my left hand, so this is going to be interesting in terms of swatches. This one is Autumn Nude. This is my perfect warm neutral brown pink colour. This is my go-to lip colour. Don't have much of this left, and I do think I could finish this one off this year. Next one is Soft Amber. This is another nude, but this one has a lot more orange brown behind it, so this is great for really autumnal makeup looks, but obviously as an autumn, a great year-round shade for me. Don't have much of this one left as well, so another one that I think I could finish off. These 2 would be repurchases though, because they are just perfect lipsticks for me. The next one is a pink one. We don't get many pinks as an autumn, but this one is a really beautiful rosewood lipstick. Great for Valentine makeup looks, great for just something a little bit more pinky and feminine and girly. Got a little bit of shimmer in there as well. I could possibly finish this one off this year. This one has more than the other 2, but I still think that I could manage to. This one is in the shade True Terracotta. This is a summer orange, quite a vibrant colour, so definitely not a year-round one for me. I much prefer my neutrals, and this one has loads left, so definitely not one that I could finish off this year. This is Coral, Soft Smooth Coral. Coral is one of the 3 points of red for autumns, but it's not my favourite 3 point of red, it's my least. I don't wear a lot of coral and I don't wear a lot of bright lipsticks, but it is quite handy to have in my collection though, especially for the summer. And there's loads of this one left, so another one that I won't be finishing off this year. And then my last one is my favourite 3 point of red, it's Rust. This is just a gorgeous, like muted browny red type of colour. Don't think I could use this one up though, because there's still quite a bit left, and like I say, I prefer my neutrals. I have 2 Lisa Eldridge ones. This one is in the shade Kitten Mischief. I haven't used this yet, so I'm not going to swatch it because I do want to take some pictures of it first. I've had my eye on Kitten Mischief all year because it's a really great warm neutral, like light colour. Looks really beautiful, so I have high hopes for that lipstick. And then my other one is in the shade Je ne sais quoi. This is, I'll swatch it next to the Coral one, so you can see that it is actually different to the Coral one. It's a lot more pink, but still quite warm. Then I have 3, actually I have 4 by Merit. So this one is in the shade Aperitif. This was the limited edition summer red. It's more of like a neutral red, suits everybody red. And then I have an orange base red. This is Carbo. I prefer Carbo because it is that little bit warmer, so you can see the difference between the 2. I was wearing these 2 a lot in December. I was wearing a lot of red lipsticks in December. Great formulation, Merit lipsticks. They're really smooth and lightweight. You can build up the pigmentation quite easily as well, so they're not super saturated in pigment. This one is in the shade Tiger, which is a great sort of like neutral, slightly warm brown lipstick. This is new in my collection. I've not worn it that often, so I don't have too much of an opinion on it yet. And then my Merit lipstick in the packaging is another Tiger lipstick. So when this one turned up, I don't know if you can sort of like see, it had a couple of like little marks in it, and the lid isn't that secure, so I did tell them about it and they sent me a replacement. I've opened this one to check that it's fine. It is. So I'm going to continue to use Tiger and see what I think about it and see whether I need a backup of it. If not, then I'll just sell it. This is a MAC one. This was the last lipstick that I got as part of their Back to MAC. This is Smoked Almond, so another sort of like pinky, neutral, warm brown pink colour. Love the quality of MAC lipsticks. They're one of my favourite brands for lipsticks. I'm losing my voice, there's so much talking. And this is in an amplified cream formulation, so great pigmentation but super comfortable. I've got two of the glossy balms from Hourglass. These were like my standout product from last year. First one is in the shade Haze. This one is just slightly darker. It's a bit more sort of like dusky, a bit more smoked. And then Crave is slightly warmer, a bit more vibrant. So Haze and Crave, so they're both fairly sort of like warm, but Crave is a bit more vibrant, a bit more of like a truer pink, and then Haze is a bit more burnished, a bit more rosewood, a bit of brown in there. And these are excellent as like a lipstick and lip gloss in one. You twist them up, but they don't twist down, so just be careful as to how much you're twisting up. And they're just so beautiful. They look really like high end on your lips. I love the overall finish. They're expensive though, and you don't get a lot of product. So my advice, get them on a discount. I've then got Clinique Black Honey, which is one of the most underwhelming products that I tried last year. I wanted like a berry kind of colour, but nothing too dark or nothing too intense. So I thought this one that matches itself to your lip colour and then can be built up in intensity and is hydrating and not like a matte lipstick, I thought that would be a good option. But this is just too neutral on me. It highlights dry patches on your lips. It's uneven in terms of pigment as well, and just really quite a disappointing product. So this one is in my project pan. And then the last lipstick I have is this Mini by Giorgio Armani. This was another sample as part of that perfume that I got for Christmas. This isn't the right shade for me though. I wore this the other day. It's too cool toned. This is in the shade True, I think. It's a great quality lipstick, lovely formulation, fairly matte, but lasts all day, really pigmented, but it's just too cool toned. So I will use that up by wearing it with warmer lip colours. Nearly there. Penultimate category is lip glosses. I have 8. This is another one that I want to reduce this year. These two are in my project pan, so just a clear one from Kiko. I used up 2 of these Kiko lip glosses last year. Really beautiful formulation. Sheer, shiny, but not gloss, but no, they are glossy, not sticky or tacky. This one I can just wear any day because it is clear. I can just use it like I would do a lip balm. This one is by Bobbi Brown. This was also part of that Bobbi Brown set, and it's a beautiful lip gloss. I love the formulation of it, but the colour is just too light for me. It's probably better suited to summers. This one is by Merit. I'm also not going to open this one as well. I want to get at least these 2 used up first. But this is the shade Slick, I think it's called. Yep, tinted lip oil. Mine is in the shade Au Naturel, so a natural nude orangey brown type of colour. And then my remaining 5 ones are by House of Colour, and these are the 5 coloured lip glosses that they recommend for autumn, so I thought why not try all of them. And what's great about these is that they're as pigmented on the lips as they are in the tubes. It annoys me when I buy a tinted lip gloss and there's no tint on my lips. So this one is the one that I've used the most. You can see the wand in it. This is 66, which I think is warm apricot. So this is just a little bit of a warm lip gloss, just a hint of colour, really pretty for like the spring. This one is 72, which is Coral. So this is more of like a playful toned down version of the Coral lipstick. So if you're a bit like me, a bit intimidated by brighter colours, a lip gloss formulation is a better way to go. This is Copper. This is a really autumnal October pumpkin copper lip gloss. This one is Paprika, it's bright red, so a 3-point of red along with Coral, and also the Rust one as well. This is in a different packaging because the brush is just a brush. Don't like the applicator of that one, whereas these ones all have instead just a doe foot applicator instead. And then final product is a liquid lipstick, again from House of Colour. This is also going to be in my project pan. This is in the shade Nearly Nude. It's a beautiful, perfect, warm nude brown pink on me. It's a great everyday neutral lip colour, really thin formulation but pigmented, slightly drying, so it does need a lipstick or a lip gloss over the top, and then that's why I'm panning it, because I'm very much into hydrating glossy lip products. I don't like anything too drying, but it is an excellent liquid lipstick though. So that is my makeup collection. That is all 92 pieces of makeup that I own. So I will be doing another quarterly check-in video at the start of April, hoping to have quite a few empties by that point, and hoping to see quite a few of the categories slowly start to reduce in numbers. So I'm going to sign off here because I think this is probably quite a long video, but thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon for my next one. Bye!